Welcome back to Midwest Access. I'm meteorologist Sarah Gannon. We have been keeping an eye on some thunderstorm activity that has been rumbling through portions of southern Minnesota, starting to move towards northern Iowa as we speak. Radar a lot quieter at this point in time, keeping an eye still on a couple cells through Fillmore County into Houston County, just starting to make their way just outside of the viewing area into the Almaquee County region. So some clearing sky towards the Rochester area, areas north of Highway 14. However, still some cloud cover south of I-90. Here's a look at that one cell that we're really focusing on here, but as you can see, not really much for lightning. Some heavy rainfall is still possible at this hour. This is around the Highway 63 and the Highway 44 area, so near York, Beaver, and just to the southeast of the Ostrander area. So some heavy rainfall in that direction there and far southwestern Fillmore County. You can see severe weather, though, still happening just outside of our viewing area across the river into Wisconsin. See that line of thunderstorm activity there. So possibility of some redeveloping thunderstorms still possible locally for us. We do have a level 2 risk out of 5 now for portions of the viewing area, mainly south of I-90 to the southern edge of our viewing area, and that does extend further east into Wisconsin. So there still is a possibility for some redeveloping thunderstorms, some that may be on the strong severe side south of I-90. As we continue into tonight, there is a severe thunderstorm watch for counties highlighted in pink here, so I-90 counties and south into North Iowa. That will stay in effect until 10 o'clock, but expecting to see some of those counties being gradually removed from that watch here as we continue into this evening. Looking ahead with future track, still expecting to keep an eye on some of those thunderstorms as they make their way out of the viewing area. Chance, though, after about as we move throughout the evening, especially after 7 o'clock, maybe some redeveloping thunderstorms still possible south of I-90 into North Iowa there. That may be possible through about midnight, 1 a.m. So still monitoring the possibility of if we do see some stronger thunderstorms, wind and hail will be the primary concerns, more so for some large hail, maybe upwards of 1 inch plus in diameter. So some large hail possible, but winds gusting upwards of 40 to 50, even 60 miles per hour possible for the area. So continuing to monitor things here into this evening, but I think a lot of spots, especially north of I-90, in the clear for the rest of tonight. Here's a look at that 10-day forecast, looking ahead to some quieter conditions through the rest of this week and into this weekend with high temperatures in the upper 70s to low 80s.
Midwest Access.
We are keeping an eye on some shower and thunderstorm activity in the area this evening. Gearing up, though, for more sunshine and seasonal temps in the upper 70s to low 80s as we move into the late week and this weekend. Chief Meteorologist Nick Jansen has all of those first alert forecast details for you coming up in just a couple minutes. We are certainly looking at some quieter weather outside right now as we saw a few storms rumble through earlier this afternoon and this evening. We even saw some strong and severe activity rumble through. So some spots getting a nice little drink of water, others staying entirely dry. So this evening now looking at some cloudy conditions, some clearing sky though gradually north of Highway 14. One thing that you'll notice here, it was a bit more muggy out there today. Changing though heading into tomorrow. Notice to our north, Duluth, Bemidji, St. Cloud, looking at dew points in the upper 40s to low 50s. Right now we are in those lower to mid 60s. Winds coming from the north now as we look ahead to tomorrow, expecting to see some reductions in those dew point levels. Some 40s and 50s on the way for the next couple of days. Dew points, though, are expected to sneak back into those 60s by Friday, and that is when we look to track our next rain chance late Thursday into Friday. So talking about what those upcoming rain chances that we have in store for the late week, that's ahead in your first alert forecast.
All right, thank you, Sarah. We'll check back in soon.
We are looking forward to some really beautiful conditions heading into the midweek for our Wednesday. Some sunshine, some 70s, low 80s, and some lower humidity. Looking forward to a beautiful day on tap. However, we are tracking our next rain chance right around the corner. Those first alert forecast details are next.
Here's your first alert weather with meteorologist Sarah Gannon.
We saw some stormy conditions a little bit earlier today. This evening now, dry, quiet weather. Some cloud cover lingering around that will extend into tomorrow morning, but for the most part, pretty quiet night and into Wednesday is ahead. However, we are tracking our next rain chance, looking to hold off until later in the day, Thursday, extending into Friday. So monitoring the chance for some isolated showers and thunderstorms for the area. Again, that'll mainly be towards later evening hours into the overnight, maybe extending into early Friday morning. The bulk of Friday should be dry and quiet. Just those early morning hours could see a few lingering showers and storms. So we'll monitor that Thursday forecast very closely, but keep the umbrella nearby on Thursday as you'll certainly be putting it to good use. Tomorrow, though, not expecting to see any rainfall. Should be a dry, quiet day. However, you may have noticed a little bit more of that humidity out in the area today. tracking the next big thing, a break from that humidity in store for tomorrow. Right now, looking at dew points here across the upper Midwest, you can see a lot of areas which would be along and south of I-90, seeing dew points pretty muggy feeling into those 60s and even 70s. Further to our south towards Des Moines, Omaha, and towards Grand Island there in Nebraska. Notice to our north, though, some cooler, more comfortable air. Dew points there into the 50s and 40s. We have winds coming from the south, or excuse me, coming from the north, so it's going to push further south that more comfortable air mass for the area. So looking ahead to the next couple of days, dew point wise, expecting to see those dew points into the 40s, 50s as we head towards Thursday. So looking to see some pretty comfortable conditions in terms of humidity levels, especially tomorrow. As we bring in that increased rain chance later in the day, Thursday into early Friday, dew points ticking back up a bit more to that muggy feeling level. Once we clear out the rain there by early Friday, expecting to see the weekend pretty comfortable as well, with dew points cooling back towards those 40s and 50s. So pretty comfortable stretch aside from Thursday into Friday. Temperature wise tomorrow, we'll see highs into the upper 70s, low 80s, plenty of sun, no rain expected tomorrow. We are, though, of course, keeping an eye on that rain chance there for Thursday. High temperatures across southern Minnesota, northern Iowa tomorrow, expected to be in those upper 70s, some low 80s. 80 for Rochester, 78 for Preston, 79 for Mason City, and 78 towards Charles City, Austin, and Albert Lee. Here's a look at that 10-day forecast as we keep an eye on the late Thursday into early Friday storm chance. The weekend, though, looking pretty nice, looking at a relatively dry stretch following Thursday and for early Friday. Looking forward to more sun and overall very seasonal temperatures. That continues upper 70s and low 80s. But I think having that extra factor of lacking the humidity heading into this weekend will be very nice to get outside.
Definitely a benefit.
Yeah, and where is the summer going? August is fast.
It's going
flying
fast.
by.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Sarah. We'll be right back.
Here's another look at your 7-day forecast for Austin, Mason City, and Winona as we track a beautiful day for your Wednesday. High temperatures expected to be in the upper 70s to low 80s. Plenty of sun, a few fair weather clouds here and there, especially towards the morning hours into the midday. But gearing up for less humidity for tomorrow, so looking very comfortable. We are keeping an eye, though, later into the day, Thursday, overnight into early Friday, a chance for some additional stray to isolated showers and thunderstorms. From there, we look forward to a beautiful weekend. High temperatures in the mid to upper 70s, even some low 80s sneaking into the region. So rain chances looking rather limited here in the next 7 to 10 days, but gearing up for any chance that we can get a little moisture. Otherwise, pretty comfortable seasonal temperatures. Nick? The weather looking very beautiful here for your Wednesday as we track afternoon highs into the upper 70s, low 80s. Plenty of sunshine, but the biggest draw for tomorrow to get outside is going to be the lack of humidity. Dew points in the 40s, some lower 50s expected, so very comfortable air mass in place for tomorrow. A good time to kind of open up those windows a little bit, maybe earlier in the day. However, keeping an eye on our next rain chance later in the day, Thursday into the overnight, maybe lingering into that very early Friday morning time frame. But from there, beautiful weekend ahead with 70s for highs, plenty of sunshine, and yet again, another wave of some lower dew points, lower humidity for the area. So perfect opportunity to spend some time outside.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for August, the temperatures could be a lot worse.
And good weather for football practice.
Yeah, certainly no complaints from me. I know that the cold weather will be here before we know it, and we'll be freezing on the sidelines, but it's all in the parts of football in Minnesota.
Thank you.